Theodore, you're back again. All right, so let's clear up a couple of things here because you got a couple of questions. You made a couple of posts. Now, once again, this is a hypothetical situation. I'll make a couple of adjustments to show you to factor in for various properties. Now, what you've got to realise is that Australia as a country has markets within markets within markets. We've helped our clients accumulate over $1 billion in property. We work with some of Australia's best buyers agents and property advisors who provide these recommendations to our clients each and every single day. Many of our clients are getting 10 or 15% annualized returns on some of their properties because the idea here is that we need to understand that is Australia as a country, there's states, there's cities, there's suburbs, and there's different types of assets. So let me just flip the camera around and show you a couple of things. So here's a very popular property market called Wynnum that exists in Brisbane. It's a very tightly held market. Vacancy rate's 0.92%. Only has about a 32% rental population, so it's very tightly held by owner-occupiers. That particular market has gone up 26% in the last 2 years. As I agree, market's cooled off a little bit, right? Interest rates are going up. We don't expect there's going to be tremendous growth in the short term. However, we buy property for the long term. Here's the countrywide statistics. Sydney in the last 12 months has gone up 11%. This is to 31st of December 2023. Melbourne's up 3%, Brisbane's up 13%, Adelaide's up 8%, Perth's up 15%. Combined capitals are up 9%. All right, so let's go back to the cash flow tool and let's put in some buffers, okay? So we've got a situation now, we've got 6.5% interest rate. Let's put it to 7.5% interest, okay? Put in an extra 1%. Let's go down to the outgoings. Let's increase council rates. Let's assume that goes to 1,000. Assume that we're buying a house. Let's put insurances up to $2,000 with the storms. Let's assume that we're going to have more. Let's also factor in $5,000 in annual repairs and maintenance. And we still assume that we've got a $500 per week rental. And we're also assuming that we've got 2 weeks of vacancy here, guys. So we've got a 5% gross yield, 2.95% net yield, and then minus interest is negative 3% yield. So when we come down to the cash flows, we can see that this property is going to cost us about $180 per week out of pocket after tax, or about $9,375 for an annual investment. So if we go across to the growth, let's assume a 4% return, which once again is very, very low. We can still see that we have an annual a return on investment over the time period of 77% cash on cash return. Let's put this up to something that's more realistic at 8%. And it is a 203% return on the investment or a 378% return on cash. So we see this across investors around the country, right? When we're buying property like this and we've bolstered up a lot of the costs, there are opportunities to get properties that have higher yield than this that reduces a lot of the cash burden, but there's still going to be a shortfall. This is negative gearing, right? This is the game of property. You need to be able to cover the cash flow shortfalls and make sure that you're buying the right asset that allows you to have this level of appreciation to then build wealth for the future. This all comes down to having the right strategy, having the right support, and being prepared to take the right action. You've come up with a lot of excuses in your comments, and you're talking about you're not earning enough income, you're never going to be able to do these things. I suspect that you don't own a property. And the first thing that you need to accept is that when there's a will, there's a way. You need to shift your mindset. I can even give you access to this tool. You can play around with it. So if you want it, just feel free to send me a DM and I'll flick it to you. Or you can jump into my profile and we've got a Facebook group for business owners where they get this tool for free. So it's about equipping yourself with the tools, equipping yourself with the right education and having the right mindset. Because if you believe you will never get into the property market, if you believe that there's no opportunities out there, what do you think you're going to find? Nothing.